Alien 8 UK.
Welcome back. You found it again. The UFO Files. Broadcasting round the clock on Alien 8 UK. Red-eye listeners, insomniacs, sky watchers, van drivers on the long haul. You're tuned to the only station that stares back at the dark with you. 24 hours, we circle the same old questions. Lights over the north, shadows over the south. Phone lines open, headphones on, blinds half drawn. I got case notes spread like takeaway menus. Highlighters bleeding through until sunrise. Coordinates scribbled on coffee stained napkins from a truck stop somewhere near the east coast. We don't do jump scares here, we do the long stare out the window at 3:33 a.m. when the estate's asleep and the sky feels too crowded. You call in with that voice, half whisper, half dare. First time chatter, long time watcher, and the hairs rise on every neck in frequency range. Maybe it's satellites, maybe it's stories we tell, so we're not alone in these flickering terraces and rented rooms. Either way, keep your dial right here. This is the UFO Files. Alien 8 UK. All night, every night, every night, every night, every night, every night. Welcome back.
Signal acquisition initiated. Cross-referencing anomaly archives. Pattern recognition complete. Aether 8 online. Proceed.
Hello. Welcome to Reality Check on this wonderful summery Wednesday. How are you, Nicole?
I am here.
Oh,
It's rainy
that
and
good.
it's gross today, but
Oh,
we're here, so it's good.
we've had hailstorms. Started off, it was raining this morning when I went to work. Then it was all blue skies, dead nice. Thought, it'd be nice. I can go for a walk with Bruno after work. And then it's just hailstone. And as it stopped, it then starts again. Stop. Oh, it's like, I'm just keep looking at the window. It's like, I'm just not going outside. Give up.
Yeah. No, it's
So-
gloomy, but it's going to be nice this weekend. So,
Yes.
well, fingers crossed that doesn't change.
Soon find out. So, David was with us, and then I realised we was actually in the wrong room because I put this on the wrong studio. So, I don't know where he is at the moment. I know he's got work going on at his house because he's had some issues with the pipes.
Oh,
Right,
speak of the devil. We just
Here he is.
manifested a David.
we did, and here he is.
Hey,
The devil himself, Lucifer.
what's up?
We were just
Yeah,
talking
good.
about you.
Yeah, we're saying we don't know what happened to you. I'd let
Nothing
you know
good,
where
I
he
hope.
was and
Nothing.
no, just saying we don't know where he's gone. I know he had work going on at the house,
They're still
issues
here.
with pipes and all that kind of stuff. So
Yep.
we'll get there. We get there. So, so we're going to talk about what's been blowing up, not blowing up literally, but
Big
what's
week.
been
Big
viral.
week with disclosure.
Well, you say this, and a lot of people keep asking me about disclosure, right? People drop me messages, people at work, because I'm into all this sort of stuff. Stuff on Facebook, different social media platforms.
Mhm.
And it's like, I don't know if I said it the other day, until I physically or literally get to see some craft that is not origin of Earth, yeah, even if it's from inner Earth, I don't care, as long as it's not from the continents or the countries that we know
Haven't you
of.
seen stuff already that is not from Earth?
Yeah, but
That's
I
what
want
they're
to.
out.
What you just described.
But my take on disclosure is that's a UFO. It can transform.
Oh, that
it can
tiny thing I don't
shapeshift.
see? Okay.
Yeah, that remote control, right?
Okay,
I
yeah.
want to be able to touch it. I want to be able to see it. I want to see the tech in it working. I want to. That's what I want. I don't even have to be in the same room, even if it's on the screen and it's legit and it's not AI and it's not all photoshopped and CGI and all that. I want actual physical, whether it's video evidence. There's some echo going on. I don't know what it is. I could hear myself. Anyway, it's all right. I want video footage of interaction with aliens or
We're not going to get that.
NHI's non-human intelligence. I just want to see that the interaction and actual stuff going on and not going, here's a photo that you probably seen 20 years ago that no one believed, but now you've got 20,000 more people that believe it. That's what we're getting at the minute. There's nothing new. They're showing us these pictures, and we're like, that David showing us that 8-point star thing that we seen the other week. Apparently, that's come back. That's CGI. It was AI. Someone did a tracer tracker on it, and it's come back that it was faked. Don't know how true it is.
Who did?
But that's what they.
Who did?
They.
They them.
Andy, are you just going to believe every day that comes out?
Yeah, because they don't.
Yeah, apparently that's saying. True. Yeah,
we don't know what's true and what's not true.
True
when it comes to disclosure.
162 files they released, though. 162 sightings, photographs that are in official military government records.
But they downgraded they downgraded all the images. Where there is a site where you can go on and you can upgrade them. They are re-upgraded back into 2 and 4K. But they've released, 161, 163 files. And that's not even 161 photos. That's like a pilot seeing something they couldn't work out where it was. It wasn't on radar. They chased it and then it shut off. That's it. That could be one file.
Yeah, and that's fine. That is one file. And some of them are a composite sketch. Some of them are AI recreations, but they're from the official records of military members.
I agree with that. So it's like the stuff I've seen. I didn't get photos of a lot of it. So I've done AI recreation of the nearest fingers to what it could look of what I seen. And it's like that's the best it's gonna get. I get that, I understand that. That's not what I'm having a go at. What I'm having a go at is, did you show us photos? And it's normally with a tracker, with a square, like the autofocus, and you can see, usually on night vision or infrared or whatever, and you can see an object. It could be anything. I'm not saying it's not a UFO, but there's nothing to say that is a UFO.
Well, that's why they're not calling them UFOs anymore. They're calling them UAPs because it is not necessarily an object. Like in the case of the file where the Apollo 17 astronauts were seeing lights that looked kind of like fireworks.
We're going to get to that in a bit.
Phenomena.
Yeah. So, but this is the thing. It could be a bug on the lens. It could be a bug on the lens. It could be some dirt. It could be anything. We don't know what they are.
That is the weirdest 8-point star booger I've ever seen. Amazing.
Well, that's the thing. It's like they are saying it's fake, but then we don't know who they are, these officials, and all the officials that are up there keep going missing.
This is
and
true.
That's annoying as well. Another 3 or 4 have gone missing as well.
Well, not those official scientists who work on some of these things. Those are the ones who are going missing. The officials who are releasing this stuff, they're still there.
Yeah, why
they're still there, buddy?
They should go
because they're a part of it. Yeah,
kicking out. So
well, I would say that not all 100% of it is nonsense. I think they're piecemealing real stuff with a bunch of junk.
I'd say about 30%, or could be actual. We don't know what it is or where it's from. But I'm not saying that 30% is ET. Some of it could be from different countries that tech that they're using that we don't know about. Like with the TR3B. Hello, there's a TR3D. It's there. A little pop.
Well, there's all sorts of craziness going on, so she's very
Oh, she looks
very
like she
worried.
just wants to,
Yeah. So, are you ready to find out what's been kicking off on Reddit, YouTube, TikTok, X, and the fringe corners of the internet for the last 48 hours? So the biggest thing dominating right now is the sudden release of the new Pentagon UAP archive material. And this is the other thing that gets me. They keep saying it's the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, that's all right. But what if the iceberg itself's like less than the tip? They're just giving us something to give us something.
They're giving us just the tip.
Yeah, they're giving us that because they know that people are wanting it. That's how you're getting. We're never going to get the rest of it. I don't think. Not if we do, it's going to be either by mistake or someone's had their hand forced to make it happen for whatever reason. But I think there's a lot more is going to happen worldwide before that happens. So, anyway, government launched a new disclosure portal containing declassified UFO files, videos, witness reports, military documents. According to the reports, the site allegedly pulled in over 340 million hits within the first 12 hours. That number alone has become a conspiracy talking point because people are now asking who exactly was accessing it. Everyone that wants to know. People, I'd say a lot of it would be skeptics of those who don't believe and still think it's a load of baloney. Do you know what I mean? So you're gonna get that anyway. I think a high percentage would be that side of it. But then if you go on Reddit and X, people are obsessed over references to metallic orb encounters, football-shaped craft. Now, it doesn't say whether it's American or UK, so it could be round or it could be elongated. I don't know. Apollo astronaut sightings, what you was just talking about. Old FBI witness sketches. Underwater transmedium objects. Military FLIR footage. That's your thermal imaging. Alleged missing classified videos. So the main narrative online now is shifting from do they exist? And now what the question is, why are the government suddenly drip feeding this now? Is it because of Project Bluebeam? Is it because of everything else that's going on around the world?
I would say the UFO
Well, it's
file.
one of the things that you like to say, distraction, that you like to say. That's one of the things you like to say. It's a distraction.
Yeah.
And what is it distracting from?
But is it a distraction? Could it be a double bluff? They're creating something that may look like a distraction to distract you from actually nothing.
Okay, so if you
it's not actually nothing.
If you search right now, you search the files.
Yeah.
Number 1 on Google right now is still the other files, but number 2 is the UAP files.
The
So
Jeff
I
files.
would think, so I would think they're trying to get the UAP files to be
mix them together. Yeah. So people are looking files.
They don't want to mix them together. That's exactly what they don't want.
No, they want it to get buried.
Exactly.
So they want it to get mix it together, so then more people are searching files, and it's coming up with UFO UAP. So then the J files are just going to go back to the vaults of the Vatican.
They're
everything else.
Wait for how high it'll go. They're waiting to see how high it will go. If it reaches a peak and starts to dip, expect more releases.
Yes.
Well, they said they're going to release on a rolling, I think, 2-week basis as they find more things.
Yeah, the guy who's in charge says 2 weeks all the time. I don't trust that at all.
Wait. they're going to release stuff as they find. They've got decades, hundreds of years of documentation.
But they have to go
They
through and
don't-
decide what they're going to disclose,
Yeah.
redact certain things.
Nicole,
Oh.
did you find it interesting that they said that some of the stuff they released, they haven't even investigated yet?
Yeah.
Doesn't that sound ridiculous?
Little bit. Like, you would think if these things are reported, you are investigating it immediately because
Of
it would be a
course.
threat to
No,
to
but that's the
national
thing.
security.
Yes,
That's the thing.
exactly.
No, yeah, you say that, I get that, completely get it. But when they go to investigate something, if there's nothing there to investigate, what can you do? You
Hold on,
can't
guys.
just stand there. You can't just stand there and look up at the sky as to, well, I seen it. It's about 10 foot to the right from that telegraph pole, that lamppost. You're going to stand there and wait until
Well,
if
you
it
definitely
ever
can.
comes back.
People do it all the time with their CE5s.
Yeah, but you're manifesting it. But you're limited to investigate something that, one, you don't know where it's come from. Two, you don't know what it is. Thirdly, was the person under any influence at the time?
Yeah.
These are
These are all
different
factors, yeah.
things. Yeah. You throw in the equation. I'm not saying any of that is how it is or how it stands, but they're all, like you said, different factions of what's going on. So you
But we take
can't.
airspace security super seriously, especially after 9/11.
Yeah.
So any weird things in our airspace, they
But-
kind of, at least publicly, jump on.
But look at last Easter in New Jersey and New York
drones,
with
yeah.
the drones. Yeah, look
The
how
E-word.
quick. And then it just shut down. Once they knew what was going on and the agency explained to all the other agencies what was going on, it was shut down. Then it come out what they was doing. They were looking for the uranium that had gone missing back in the 80s that was in storage in some holding point somewhere in New Jersey, between New Jersey and New York.
But
And
did
it
you
had been
hear?
shifted. Well, it had been shifted and they
Yeah.
didn't know who had shifted it, where it had gone. Basically, they couldn't find the paperwork.
But they investigated and they figured it out pretty quickly and shut it down.
Yeah, within 2 weeks.
But did you hear the story about the supposed Chinese weather balloon that was flying over the US?
Yeah.
And they shot that down and it was a whole thing. Like, that's
That was-
generally,
Tic-tac era.
yeah. But that's generally how they would handle unknown threats in the airspace. Pretty much.
Yeah. But that's not investigating it. That's getting rid of it. That's causing more issues. Because if all these UAPs, UFOs are in the airspace and they're getting picked up, whether it's on radar, through eyes, camera, whatever tech, or like just people seeing it, unless it's doing something bad to that area or causing flights to not take off, come down too quick, I'm just being careful how I say it,
Mhm.
stopping our tech from working, then I don't. There's an issue, but it's not life-threatening. But it just seems that they seem to take everything as it's life-threatening. So first point of call, get rid.
Pretty
And
much.
this is what I mean with that image that you just brought up. I'll put it on the screen now. That is all you're getting.
Yeah, but what does that remind you of? Does that remind you of your not air balloon at all? Because when I saw that,
No.
it looked like, because it's like kind of triangular shape, it's blurry.
That looks like, do you know, you get the little devil bangers, the caps, and you put them in them little metal rockets and you throw them up and they drop to the ground and they pop. They
I
make
have
a bang.
no idea what you're talking about.
Yes, you do. You've got to
No,
have them in
I
the
don't.
US. It's like a kid's toy. It's like,
Okay.
do you know them look like American footballs and they've got a tail, a fin on the end, and you throw them,
Oh,
you make a
yes.
whistling noise.
Yeah, what
It
did
looks
you
like-
call it?
Don't know. But in the UK, we had like little, probably about the size of your thumb, and you'd move the head off, you'd put like a little cap inside it, close it, and you throw it up, and when it comes down, it'll have like a bit of gunpowder in it, like what you'd have on a firecracker. So it'd make that single one noise. Kids' toys. Yeah.
We don't let our kids play with explosives generally.
It wasn't an
I mean, in some states.
You couldn't even burn your finger on it, so there's no way you're going to do any more damage than probably break the toy, if anything. But that's what it looks like. It looks like it's like that bullet shape with like that fin, four-tail fin on it. And that's what I was saying about the these are the FLIR, the thermal imaging, not night vision. So that's what I mean. You just get a load of that, but then you look at everything blanked out. You got the time, the date, the coordinates, everything. It's not even showing you where it is. It's not disclosure. It's we've got some pictures, but we'll show you the pictures. The end.
There's videos too. There's videos.
Yeah, but then everything's still blanked out. It's like us coming on here and going, yeah, we're going to talk about UFOs and do what we normally do and not talk about UFOs, just talk about something completely different.
Mm-hmm. But what do you think about what President Trump said? It was back in February where he said he's directing the Secretary of War and other relevant departments and agencies to begin the process of identifying and releasing government files related to alien and extraterrestrial life, UAPs and UFOs. But he specifically said related to alien and extraterrestrial life. So
what he's saying with that is we're not showing you the tech that we've got. That's why they're going through it, because they've got, like you said, they're going to go through it and they're going to go, oh, no, that's one of ours. Oh, that's Russia's. Oh, that's Canada's. That's the UK. That's Italy's. So they've got to, like, filter through all the ones that are engineered on Earth and then work out, well, is this one of ours? Or is this one of someone else on Earth? Or is this from somewhere we really don't know? With the tech that they've got, because there's one that's going about and it looks like upside down trombone, and it looks like the top of it. I just think it looks like someone's got a trombone, made it into a chair, got it to fly, stuck some aerials on it, and got a solar panel on top. Yeah, you must have seen that one. That's been doing the rounds the last couple of weeks.
Yeah,
and that's I can't see. And if it looks very steampunkish.
I have the videos up right now. So there's PDFs, there's pictures, there's videos. And I mean, they're all very...
Yeah, well, this is a jellyfish UFO. So another huge trend right now is the return of the jellyfish. The thing has completely exploded again online. Videos from Canada, Minnesota, Indiana, Florida are circulating showing glowing, drifting jellyfish-like objects in the sky. Some were later explained as rocket exhaust illuminated by sunlight, but social media isn't buying all of them, and that's the Times of India, sorry, not Indiana. Anyway.
Yeah, there's a huge difference between the two.
Oh my God, you're so...
Columbus made the same mistake, I believe.
About 25,000 miles, something like that.
Something like this.
I reckon. Yeah. Because it's in little tiny writing. That's why I couldn't see it. But and this is the thing that's interesting with it. It's like this is what people are trying to connect to these jellyfish UAP sightings. Plasma-based life forms, interdimensional entities, frequency manifestations, biomechanical probes, underwater UAP activity. They're the ones that are like trending like today and yesterday.
Yeah.
So,
but I do like how they did put if it was resolved or unresolved, because some of them they have been able to identify that look pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But then they've identified them as birds or a missile or whatever else they identified them as.
Yeah. Well, most of the information that I'm getting on here is, I'd say 90% Reddit, some New York Post, India, the Times of India, Instagram, and New York Post again. So, but this is what's been published, like I said, in the last 2 days.
What's up, Jason?
What do you think? What do you guys think? Do Do you think we're getting the full story? Do you think we're getting any of the full story?
We're never going to
Of course
get the
not.
full story.
Of course
They're
not.
not
Not
going to
even
show all their cards.
The tip
ever.
of the tip of the tip of the iceberg.
I mean, you like the tip, but would you like the whole thing?
Well,
That's what I'm wondering.
I heard that rumor about you, but anyway.
Yeah, that's not me. I heard you took it all the
Wow.
way. But listen, man, I think they're not going to give us the whole thing. The only way we're going to get full disclosure is going to be from the aliens themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way. Never trust a government official.
Yeah, but people will give you what is full disclosure and tell you everything they know, but nobody believes them.
I know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
are they doing it so that we don't believe them? So that when they start saying it, it's like, no, it's a load of BS. We're not just not having it. Is that one reason why they're doing what they're doing?
I don't know. I can't read that.
I don't think they're trying to like reverse psychology us. I think they just think that the masses will accept this as what it is, like kind of soft disclosure.
Where
Well,
did
they
this
keep
disclosure come from, though, Andy? Think about the source. Who said,
penthouse.
"Oh, I know.
The-
I'll
the
tell them
Pentagon.
this." Not
No,
the
the White
Pentagon.
House.
Who's in
and
charge of the
Obama.
Pentagon? Who's in charge of the Pentagon?
The
CIA,
reptilians.
isn't
The current president is the one who said, "Oh, yeah, we'll release all these files. I'm going to get Hexeth right on it."
But
And
he
he did.
only said that. No, the press conference with the missing scientists, it was the Pentagon.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the missing scientists. I said who
No, I was getting the
authorized
two
this
mixed
stuff?
up.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Who
why
authorized
did
this?
he
Who said-
authorize it?
Why do you think? Why do you think he's sick of these Epstein files, man? So he needs something else to muddy the waters.
So then,
Can I tell you a fun conspiracy about
What?
Disney that's related?
Yes.
So you know the whole conspiracy that Walt Disney was cryogenically frozen, right?
yes,
Yeah.
So there's a conspiracy that started to gain traction again in like searches and stuff. So Disney named that movie Frozen.
Frozen.
And it
Yes.
became like, this big box office hit and the most popular thing. They pushed it everywhere. They pushed the soundtrack because now when you search Disney Frozen, that movie comes up and not Walt Disney being cryogenically frozen.
And then
So
you need to
they buried what they didn't want
search.
seen.
Is it Room 33 at Disney World?
Club 33.
Club 33. Search
That's
that.
not a conspiracy. That's just a super, super like selective club.
Yes, but that's also part of the Red Shoe Club, and there's a lot of other stuff that, adults only. Put it that way.
So the point
Well,
is, they made
Also,
a movie.
talking about, the point
They
is they
made
made a
movie
movie
To divert.
Smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Got
that's
it.
what they're doing with
It's-
a lot of it.
That's effective.
It is.
That was
it was
effective.
very, very effective because if you search, that's what comes up now. But if you searched prior to the movie coming up, all you got was like reports of Walt Disney being frozen.
And that is where they are creating Mandela effects. Actual physical Mandela effects. Because prior to that, when you search Frozen Disney or Disney Frozen, it talked about Walt Disney. Whereas now it's going to talk about the movie. So that's a dimensional shift,
And
timeline shift.
Speaking of Disney, coincidentally, these files were released right as certain things happened with Disney and 44 Disney employees being involved in certain rings that we can't talk
Ooh.
about.
We want you here next Wednesday. Don't say it.
Oh, I know what they are. They're not onion rings.
No.
We'll just go with the
Say it,
onion
Andy.
rings. Can't think of anything else. No, to your face. Shut up, David.
Or, I'm sorry, 27.
Saturn
27, not
rings.
44. 27 cruise ship workers were arrested or in
Oh
charge.
yes, that was big. That was big news in the UK because he went
Mhm.
on and they shut everything down, like everything. Yeah,
Yep.
that was big
Everything?
news over here. Yeah.
And then,
Yep.
boom, look at the UFOs.
They literally went in at stupid o'clock in the morning and dragged every single person out of their cabin.
See, we didn't get that in the news over here.
Yeah, they weren't messing about. It was like straight in, straight out. Get it done. Leave no one. Basically, leave no prisoners. Get everything and everyone and get them out. So yeah. So back to the UFOs. So there's been a noticeable surge in discussions around oceans and underwater bases again. TikTok and Instagram reels are packed with clips claiming UFOs entering oceans, glowing objects under the water, transmedium craft, sonar anomalies, hidden underwater civilizations. Atlantis, Nicole. Atlantis.
Yes.
So that's Instagram. So directly in older theories involving the same stuff is Catalina Island. One of our biggest fears in life was the Bermuda Triangle. Puerto Rico Trench, the Tic Tac incident, and underwater alien manufacturing facilities. I don't know what they're going to make underwater scuba gear.
They don't need to scuba.
Well, they make underwater alien manufacturing facilities.
What are they manufacturing?
That's what I think, it's scuba gear. I can't think of anything else you'd need for underwater.
I mean, maybe they just live down there.
I don't know.
Well, didn't they recently find out that at the bottom of the ocean there is oxygen being produced? This is like very recent.
Yes.
They did. They were surprised to find this,
and it shouldn't be.
But the thing is, as well, though, don't forget, water is made out of oxygen and hydrogen.
No, I didn't forget. But it's not being made out of the water. That's the point.
Well, are they extracting it? Do they have ways of extracting it?
But
it's possible. If they're not extracting that, there's something else down there that they're extracting. They're getting something. They're making something if they're there.
I don't know. That's just where Atlantis went. That's where my people went.
That's where they still are. They're still there. So
I'm not going to join them because I can't swim. So sorry, family.
Well, this is the best bit as well. This is just for you. So social media loves underwater alien theories because they feel that they're just believable enough to creep people out.
They are.
I don't think it's not creeping out. It's just giving you something else to grab hold of and think about.
Well, it's because so much of the ocean is completely unexplored.
So they say. I'm not convinced with that either. I
don't think you're convinced of anything, to be honest.
It's just there's too much going on to believe anything they're saying, whether it's fact or fiction.
Do you believe you're alive? Are you really alive, Andy? There's no evidence of it.
No. How would you know?
No credible evidence, anyway.
But it's like when we was on a Monday with Abby and Richard, we were saying like it's also been proven that consciousness lives outside the body.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that till then because I've never looked into it.
But didn't you just post something about the dreams are not being made in the mind; they're being brought in from outside? Didn't you post something about that, David?
I did.
So same concept.
Doesn't mean it's something I believe. So, I mean, I want to believe that, and it sounds like it makes sense to me. But I'm not going to say because I saw one source, that's what it is. I'm not going to say because I was on a show on Monday and some guy said something. Wow, I didn't know that was real. That's not how it works. You have to go and research it yourself, and even then, you might not find the actual truth.
Yeah.
All you find are more questions. Every time we do this, every time we interview somebody, we talk to somebody, it's more questions than answers.
Yeah.
There you go.
He's alive.
Just the one. So
I'll really know that I made it big when there's some Instagram account dedicated to my left eyebrow.
You need a pop head.
Just pictures of my eyebrow.
Just get a vinyl pop and just
I'm telling you,
one Elvis eyebrow going on.
You need a logo with your hair and just your eyebrows.
There you go.
Maybe your glasses, and then everyone will know it's you.
Mhm.
Are you ready? Back
Yes.
to Reddit.
I don't know if I'm ready.
Probably not. So, fringe discussion gaining momentum involves the idea that UAPs may not be craft at all, but atmospheric or plasma intelligences, which we spoke about over the last couple of weeks. Reddit researchers are sharing papers. That's who they are. They are Reddit researchers.
I don't think that's an actual term.
It's just people on Reddit with an account that post stuff.
Exactly.
Is
I'm a
that not what
researcher.
it is?
I want to see their sources.
Credentials. Yeah.
Your
I'm
credentials.
a
your
researcher
sources.
of the paranormal, of the supernatural, and the unexplained.
Well, they're sharing papers discussing Earth lights, geological plasma events, and natural occurring luminous anomalies connected to the tectonic stress and magnetic fields. Some people are now claiming consciousness can interact with plasma. Frequencies attract sightings. Certain people are resonant. UAPs may manifest through electromagnetic conditions. Now, all of that I've just said, I'm doing a talk in a couple of months, and that's what I'm going to be talking about. So I'm doing a ton of research on frequencies, manifestation, and resonation. So I need to get deep into all this. Not just a tip, Dave. The whole
He wants the whole thing. I told you.
He
I
wants,
told you he likes the whole thing.
he wants to go
So-
deep into this.
Go deep.
So this is the thing. So I think now with the research that I've been doing is frequent. So when there's a group of people, say there's 5 or 6 of you, yeah, and 2 of you see a UFO or a UAP, and the others are like, haven't got a clue what you're talking about. One of my thinking things on this is, what if they're not changing your frequency? They're putting a frequency out there to see who picks up on it. So say the frequency is everybody with green eyes will pick this up. Yeah. So
Mhm.
anyone in this certain vicinity with green eyes will see the UAP. Now, what if you change the frequency a little bit? What if everyone with green eyes and or blonde hair? Then that makes the scale bigger. It opens the frequency up a bit more. Then what if you change it again? What if green eyes and or blue hair or female? Not and or female, but then it expands. But what if they can pinpoint these particular frequencies to home in on certain people or certain types of people with certain features, and that's the way that they pick up on a particular frequency for them to see it, because they might need them people because they have a specific genetic makeup that they need or they want. So they need to see who's able to see it and who isn't. Or they could just do frequency for everyone and do it from 0 to 100 and everything else in between. I know they're not the frequencies, but I'm just making it easy for argument's sake. But that makes so much more sense than you being able to see it because you're in that place at that time. I think they know how to manipulate frequency, whether it's with light, color, or sound, or any of them 3 combination, to determine who gets to have that encounter for whatever reason it is that they are looking for. When I say they, I mean the ETs. Does that not make a lot more sense than what we've been thinking of about before?
I mean, the way you explain it, no. I mean, you were to say something like it was a certain DNA pattern. Okay.
Yeah,
you're
but
saying-
that's going. I'm just making it as simple as possible.
No, please do not.
Right.
Please don't do
Everyone
that.
wearing a baseball cap. Yeah. Everyone wearing white
You're
socks.
making it worse.
No,
I think
but
there's
you
a
get what
what
I
if
mean, though.
well, Andy, what if? Okay, this is how you do
Well,
this.
that's
What
a
if-
what if.
What if everyone has a unique frequency and our souls are the controllers of that frequency? They're not in our bodies. They're like playing a video game. For example, if you want to be a little basic about it, what's The Sims? Isn't that a game where you control a person or whatever?
Yeah.
What
you
if that's
create
how they do it? So it's a soul that controls 1 to 2 bodies.
Yeah.
How about that? What if that's the kind of thing they're doing?
I don't
And it's a
like that.
frequency that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
No,
like it
yeah,
either.
Yeah. No, that fascinates me. Stuff
But-
like that.
What I would lean more towards is people's frequencies and their vibrations can change. Like when you're angry, you know, your vibrations or whatever lower and higher. So I
Right.
would say I would agree with maybe people who are vibrating at a certain frequency can see certain things.
But then with that, what if these ETs have the ability to change our frequency with either lights or sound that are being emitted from either themselves or the craft, causing us our frequency to change, and therefore they can then have direct contact with them and either use them as a contactee or an abductee for whatever reason or whatever research purposes they need them people for. I don't know. But
To what end and what
for whatever they need them, whatever their purpose is to use us.
Yeah.
Their
I don't know
needs.
about that.
For their needs.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a thing, but anything.
Well, you think about the fact that they track certain individuals with these tracking devices.
Yeah.
Why would they need frequency? Why would they have to track us if they can do that? That's a whole other level. I would sooner believe
what if you need
that we're talking about different species.
Yeah.
Higher species don't need trackers, right? Like, yeah. I can
some
see
might need them, some might not.
I'll buy it.
It's like the way we have, like with cattle, you tag the rear or you spray them blue or red so they know what farmer or what field they've come out of if they go on a wander. It could be that sort of tagging. Do you know what I mean? It might not necessarily be like a GPS tag. It's more, why is that one over there? We need to bring it back. Kind of keeping control on it and not tagging it to have direct contact for ET needs.
On that vein, I would say the way we look at these animals, for example, sharks or whales or cattle, and we tag them, bears, whatever it is. And we've evolved to a certain point where we're tracking them for good purposes. Like we're trying to make sure that they don't go into some sort of...
We find out what their
extinction.
environment's like, how they live, what's going on, how can we improve and make their
as opposed to
longer.
killing them at will like we used to and still to some degree do.
But
I liken it to...
Yeah, but what if they're doing the same? Now they've finished.
That's what I'm trying to agree with you. Will you let me agree with you for a second? Jesus Christ.
No, you're not allowed to agree.
So the thing is,
arguments and discord here on this
I know,
show.
I know the guys love it. That's why I give it to you. But I've actually changed a lot of my thinking because I want to evolve my personal self. I want to grow. And I was thinking the other day, alien species, let's say a higher evolved one, will look at us like ants, right?
Yes.
Technologically, we are ants compared to these super evolved, super high technical species. Why would I kill an ant then? In that case, they're not killing me. You see what I'm saying? They're not destroying me yet. So I need to be better and not hurt an insect, not kill it just because I can kill it. That's wrong.
You're holding yourself to the standards of aliens.
Yeah,
I'm trying to rise.
Showing your power. That's what that
literally
is.
Rise.
Well, I'm better.
Yeah, literally. Take me, Calgon. Take me away.
You have to ascend.
But each time you do something like that, I believe that does alter your frequency. And then when you do something bad, it kind of like knocks it back down again.
Yeah.
It just for me, it makes sense. It's just...
Can we see? I would love to see frequency.
Well, that's the thing.
Is that what aura is? Is that what your aura...
Supposedly, I would say an aura is the same thing as like a frequency.
So what if these high-level intelligent humanoids have the ability to see our frequencies, and that's how they can track us. That's another theory. What if they can, like the guy who used to come on, he could see colours around you, and specific colours could mean specific things about our genetic makeup.
Mm-hmm.
Might
not
be
saying
a little
that.
more than that.
Yeah, we could give off a sound. We could give, maybe they could see smells that we give off. I don't
Pheromones.
mean when you
Yeah.
find, yeah. But
Might be
we
sexy to
don't
an alien. You
know.
never know.
That's why everybody's getting probed.
Oh,
Yeah,
Good one,
yeah,
Nicole.
I'm good for that. We'll move on.
you heard
from
it here
that.
first. He's good for the probe. Okay.
Right? He is
No, no.
down for alien.
I'm not down for nothing. Anyway, so what if the tech that they've got is so that far advanced that that's what their abilities are to do? But then, as I was saying before about if they could manipulate our frequency with sound or light, and this is what I was saying before. So, like, go to Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and you see the ship, and it has the lights, and it plays the sounds. Each sound, each light, each color has its own frequency, and it's giving some sort of. You're not hearing it with your ears; you're hearing it in your subconsciousness inside yourself. So you, as a person, are not picking up on it, but your inner self is picking up, and you don't realize what's going on. It's so hard to explain. And that's how they get you and get the control. So it's like when you see something, we've all done it. You've got your phone in your hand or a camera, and you don't even think of taking a photo. You stand there watching it. And it's 10 minutes later after it's gone. You're like, why did I not get a photo? You got the phone in your hand with the camera open, and you had the ability to do it, and you didn't do it. So
Yes, he does.
that's my thoughts of what could be going on. And then that will bring us back to these files that they're releasing. They're giving us the parental friendly version, the U. You have U cinema in the US. Literally, a child of 6 months can watch a movie. I don't know what the ratings are in the US.
Yeah,
So
we have a rated R.
G is like general, like anybody can watch
So we
it.
have U, PG,
Triple X,
12 plus, 15 plus, 18, and that's about it. But U is like universal, anyone, everyone.
That's a good one, Simon.
Don't get a choice. Does not get a choice. She listens to it on the way home from work as well.
Sorry, Becca. Sorry.
Sorry.
No, not every night, every other night. But I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, I was saying about the ratings for movies. So what if the disclosure that we're getting is universal, or G, as you call it?
What if?
That's what they are. Everything is what if. Because they're not going to tell us. Even if it is that, they're not going to say, well, this is what you're getting.
It was very clear anything they reveal you're not going to buy. But what if they brought out a video very similar to Skinny Bob? What if they brought out, here's a video.
Like that. That's what I was saying. When
we've interviewed a guy. Here he is.
Yeah. When you went off before, that's what I was saying to Nicole. If they got video, and you can clearly see it's not AI, it's not CG, and there's government officials there, and it's all done in 4K, and there's enough evidence to prove that it's real, then yeah. But not just one bloke and one alien in a room with some dodgy voice going, I'm from Venus. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. You just want...
No, that's the guest we're bringing back on.
Hey?
I said, no, that's the guest we're bringing back on to do the channeling.
You know what would be interesting?
That was my Texan accent.
That sounds
You've heard of Valiant Thor, right?
Yes.
You guys heard of Valiant Thor?
Did you hear the question?
That guy showed up. Good Lord. What?
What question?
Someone was interviewing Stephen Greer. And he said about Valiant 4, and he goes, I don't think that's a real guy. I don't think it's a real person. There's not enough evidence.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. It's just like a 20-second reel.
I think he might be a reptilian.
He's very reptilian looking, isn't he?
He's looking a little reptilian lately. So did they take the real Stephen Greer and replace him with a reptilian?
Well,
all I can say is when he came out and said that at the turn of the year there was going to be some real disclosure. He's already lined everything up. It's going to be great when it comes out. It's coming up in a month, and then the month came and went, and nothing. And then he said it again. It's going to come out in March or whatever it was. Nothing. His credibility took a hit in my eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Again, who knows, man? Who really knows?
I know we don't. We're all just clutching at straws, and everything I just said, that's my thoughts and theories. That's what everything, like you said, is a possibility. Everything is a possibility. But until we actually physically see it, or literally see it, or touch it, or
I don't think you'll be convinced either way.
Stick in your pocket,
you won't be convinced.
I don't think many people, a lot of people will be. I think a lot of people that don't believe in this will be convinced because it's new to them. It's more of a novelty. But for us and people in the chat, I don't think we're not going to be convinced until we see. We want to be there when it's going on.
Right. They said every 2 weeks there, Raul, that it's going to be dropping every 2 weeks. Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds real familiar. But Andy, think about this.
Yeah.
Venus, you're aware of the planet, right? You know that we could not survive on Venus.
No.
It's like sulfuric acid atmosphere. There's no way.
Yeah.
Then this guy shows up in the in the 50s saying he's from Venus. Looks human enough. There are pictures of him online. You could see him. His name is Valiant Thor. Here's another ridiculous name.
Oh, that's the thing.
How can you believe that when you know what you know about Venus? But then again, how can you know what you know about Venus if you're getting it from NASA?
Exactly. But also, what if the planets, what we're calling them, are not correct? So we're calling Venus Venus. What if
it's
Neptune's
Mars?
Venus? Yeah, but it could be.
How could it be?
We don't know, because anything could be anything.
Okay, you lost me. But think about it. Just think about it for a second. They released this guy. They released this guy. They say a video. Here's Valiant Thor, Andy. I'm talking directly to you.
Yes.
I'm Venus. Blah blah blah. Your mother's your uncle. Whatever, man. What do you think? Would you listen to it?
I'd listen to it. I wouldn't just knock it on the head straight away. But I think the more that I'm doing this, the more skeptical I'm getting because of how much BS and the way the media is manipulating everything that we're trying to find out. That's the annoying bit, because I'm getting annoyed with myself of becoming more of a skeptic than... You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that person. That's where it started off. And it's like, I would love for everything to, all these different things to exist and be absolutely amazing. I'm not saying it's all amazing because people vanish and get hurt and all that. But like mermaids, unicorns, all that kind of stuff to be real and just, it'd be great. But there is no, or very little to none evidence of any of this ever happening. And when it does come out, we get told, oh, it was faked, it was this, oh, they did it for a laugh, they did it because of this, they did it because of that. And then
it's hard to believe anything that this current administration says. It's very difficult to believe anything, that's for sure. But like I said before, the only way I'm going to believe it is if they land, I shake their hands, which I probably don't want to do that. No telling what's on their skin.
Well,
talk to them.
Like to put this
understand
evidence that you might be able to shake an alien's hand.
That was the image I was looking at yesterday, and it's like the whole facial structure.
Consider the fact that one on the right is not a real image.
No, we know that,
right?
or is it?
Yeah.
Or is it? But it's the way his cheekbones come out and drop. They don't just drop
they
like
look,
everyone else's.
No.
Very bottom part of the face
Also,
is very protruding.
The guy on the right's missing the glasses. What's up there? What's going on there?
How come there's no here? He's got the
because
membrane.
Superman effect. If you put on the glasses, you would recognize him as Stephen Greer.
Oh, shit. Let me put mine on.
Yeah, he puts on the glasses and you can't recognize him.
Oh,
where did
Tommy
David
go?
Oh,
he's Tommy Cullum.
These are reflective as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I actually
they
spoke
are.
to Tommy today.
We can see everything on your screen.
Yeah. Let me see
Better
that.
close those
Oh my
tabs.
You don't
God.
want to see that. You don't want to see that screen.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway,
A reptilian.
So
A reptilian.
there's also renewed chat.
I can see
about
Nicole's
Are you
eyelashes
ready?
and eyebrows. Whoa. Yeah. We're ready. Andy, go for it.
He's got his reptile. So binaural frequencies, altered states, DMT experiences, C5 contact attempts, downloads, consciousness triggered sightings.
Yeah.
So
The dog agrees.
downloads. I know there's a lot of people that have had and said that they've had downloads. It was is it Colonel Holt at Rendlesham? He's the only one that I can think of as top of my head. I know there's a few more. They've been in books that I've read, but I don't know the actual people's actual name. Let's say they get these downloads of like planetary systems outside our galaxy, and Dolly Saffron spoke about it as well when she's been on. I think was it Kathleen Marsden, Betty and Barney Hill's niece. I interviewed her a few years back, and her, I think it's her mum and Nan, I think it was a sister as well. They was all had ET encounters and contacts. So
what downloads are they getting?
well,
what are we talking about?
Star
Napster
systems, where they live, where these aliens come from, where the craft that they fly in, and this, that, and the other. It's all like about them. But then you get the ones that get the downloads. There's Colonel Holt that got the binary, all the zeros and ones, and then they worked out what it was. Can't think of the term for it. What's it called? Translated it. They translated it. They worked out what it was and what it was about. And then you've got the crop circles, and they're supposed to be something to do with data downloads as well. So you've got a few orbs knocking about behind you again.
That's this room.
Yeah. So do you believe that the binaural frequencies, altered states, different types of hallucinogenics, do you think they're actually taking you to these different dimensional realms, or are they just making your mind and imagination going over time? What do you think?
I think you're crazy.
I think that your consciousness might travel place. Like, I don't think you are actually going anywhere.
Yeah, you physically don't go anywhere.
Like
the body stays.
Remote viewing kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, the body's never supposed to leave this, right? We're supposed to stay here whether we're alive or not.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So could that lend to the idea that the simulation theory is a correct and real theory, in a sense that everything is handled that way? That's why it seems like it's frequencies. That's why everything seems controlled in a sense. There's a narrative that's playing out, several, as a matter of fact. And the most bizarre things are happening. There's glitches in this.
Yeah.
We see them all the time. There's deja vus that happen. There are dreams. I mean, can I ask you guys honestly, if you can take yourself outside the human experience for 1 second and think, why do we sleep? That doesn't make it. We don't plug into the wall and get recharged. Why do we sleep at all? And then by that you extend and you think, why do we dream? What is the deal with all that stuff? If you can go outside your mind for a minute and think about how bizarre creatures we are that we do this.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I mean, the same thing with like, okay, why can we visualize something? We don't need to do that, but we can have a clear picture of things in like our mind's eye.
Yep.
I
can have full-on conversations with you guys in my head.
Yeah.
Full-on conversations. And I know you enough that I know your responses almost close enough to your responses that I can have a conversation and get your back mentally, what you would probably say.
Yeah, so I agree with that.
That's a wild.
What Andy's saying might not be wrong.
Like arguing with somebody in your head and you know how it's going.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to have the argument. You just had it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny, but I've had arguments with people and then had the same argument with those people and won the argument because I knew how they were going to respond.
Yeah. But is that just people being predictable, or is that like because you know they're like NPC?
Well, that's another thing. Have you heard the latest about NPCs?
There's a latest?
Like,
bring it on.
So I think it's around about 30% of everyone you will ever meet are NPCs.
I mean, that fits with the simulation. There's got to be, if you think of it as a video game, the simulation as a video game, NPCs, that fits. It makes sense.
Just extras in a movie. That's what they are.
Yeah.
We had this guy that was like, I used to work with this guy. I could not believe how dumb this guy was. I was sad, jokingly sad. I really believe this guy is an NPC. He's not fully functional. It's just bizarre. It's like he's playing a character.
Yeah.
Didn't make any sense. He said the dumbest things. He said the most ridiculous, impossible that he was a human being to me. Now that I look back at it, I relentlessly made fun of him and I feel bad about that. I'm not like that anymore.
The thing is, if he is an NPC, he wouldn't remember anything you've said anyway.
That's not true. NPCs remember your
no memory bank.
There's no memory bank. I think they have the same components.
Have you ever played?
Yeah, because if you would come back and ask him the question, "Hey, what did I tell you last week?" He should be able to repeat it. He's still dumb as shit, but he should be able to repeat what you said.
If you've ever played Skyrim, if you kick a chicken or hit a chicken by accident and you leave that town and you come back, they still want to get you for accidentally kicking the chicken.
Good.
Remember,
you shouldn't be kicking chickens.
Remember, it was an accident.
Don't be kicking chickens.
The 11th commandment. You know the 11th commandment? Thou shalt not kick any chickens in any simulation games.
Let me ask you this question, guys, because I used to think this a lot. I used to play video games. I don't play video games much anymore. I have no time. But if you killed a character in a video game, is that the same as breaking that one commandment, thou shalt not kill? Are you doing the same damage as if you were doing it in real life? And could consciousness tell the difference?
Ooh, so that's
because if that's true, I've killed billions of people. I've killed billions of people in video games. I'm so sorry. Go ahead, Nicole.
I just run through people and don't even think about it. But that's the whole psychological argument where it kind of desensitizes you to killing and death and all that, and that's why they don't want kids playing violent video games.
Yeah, but it's like
I don't think
you do it in a video game because you know you can do it and it's not illegal. Whereas to go out and do it in real life is illegal and
it's bad. You wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah.
I think
exactly. So you do it in the game
illegal,
because you can, because it's not real.
Go ahead, Nicole.
I think that might be the logic of a psychopath, Andy. I don't do it because it's illegal. If it was legal, I would go on a rampage.
I wouldn't do it if it was legal either.
It's immoral.
If it was legal, a lot of us wouldn't be here right now.
No, but
Purge day.
you're doing it in the game, and you can do what you want in the game. It doesn't matter. You can switch it off. You can go back to that game the next day and do exactly the same thing or do it completely different. It doesn't matter. But if you used to do it in real life, it's a whole new shift of consequences.
Yeah, like
you
in
can't
The
come back.
Sims,
It's not Groundhog Day.
You can't.
Put him in the pool and take the ladder out.
But you can't say that, Andy, because you haven't killed anyone.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
By the way,
that you know of.
But you know what I'm saying? You don't know if there's a difference because you haven't done it. So today, on David Don't Know Instagram page, I just hit 75,000 followers on that page. By the way, I posted a video of a serial killer talking about cutting people up after he killed them, and he was talking about how he enjoyed it. The first time he was kind of freaked out about it, but he realized that he actually enjoyed it, and it was fun for him. And it was appalling to hear. It made me think of that question I asked you, like, you've done so many of that in video games. Here's a dude talking about it in real life. He has done it in real life, and he loved it. And he told the guy who was interviewing him, if they ever let me out, I'm where I belong. This is where I belong. If they ever let me out, I'll just keep doing it. Because he enjoyed it that much.
Wow.
And that blew my mind, man.
Yeah.
I think I've evolved to a point where I would never hurt someone unless they were trying to hurt me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't ever want to do that.
Yeah. It's self-defense. It's different. Yeah, you're protecting.
So I don't think video games...
5 minutes left, guys.
Okay.
Go on. No, go on, carry on.
Because you do it in a video game, you would be the person to do it in real life. I think there's a split there, but I always wondered.
I wouldn't go. Yeah, I wouldn't go in and cut someone up. I'd just drive and run them over and then just keep going. I wouldn't like.
Right. Well, I mean, like just ending them in a video game. Yeah. That would be a terrible video game. That would scare me for people to be playing that game for sure. But
if you want to play a game like that, play Manhunt if you haven't already.
I no longer play those type of games. It's just, I think I've evolved past it, unfortunately.
Yeah, unlike not all you other unevolved people who play video games.
Unlike, no, you guys, if that's what you want to do, listen, I'm near the end of my life. I'm in my 50s, y'all. I need to dissect my time a little better.
I'm not even halfway through it. I play FIFA, which is
not even halfway.
Football. I'm not even halfway.
I'm lucky if I get 15 more years. I'm telling you.
I'm lucky if I get 15 more years.
I have half a heart, you guys. I don't have a full heart like you guys. I could drop at any moment. That could happen at any moment.
Don't do that, but we'll get good views.
Yeah, I was just gonna say if you are going to, can you do it live? Because then you're gonna blow up.
Yeah. But no, I just play like racing games, snowboarding.
He froze.
Oh, so it's not me? I thought it was me this whole time.
Nope, it was Andy. Andy got abducted.
No. There he is.
No, I keep freezing.
I don't know. I've been playing Fortnite.
You play Fortnite?
Yeah, I play Fortnite.
No, man. I've been invited to the Meta Marketplace, and I'm gonna start working, y'all. I'm busy. I'm gonna get busy, y'all. It's time to get paid and up in this mother trucker.
Right. Well, we are on the early end today because my hours of work have changed. I have to get up an hour and a half earlier as of tomorrow. So it's not bad because I'll be early finish. I'll be done just after lunch. So
that's
that's not bad. I've just got to get up really early, like 5 a.m. early.
I get up at 5. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing on a string.
Well, when I used to do it before, I used to have a siesta in the afternoon, so I might go back to doing that.
¿Qué es eso? Siesta. ¿Qué es eso? Dígame, ¿qué es eso?
Siesta. That's it. So yeah, just quickly, disclosure. One side says disclosure is finally happening. Another side says no, this is controlled disclosure, which is what I keep saying. And then it's like something else quietly trending. Oh, this is going back to stuff that was happening before. The Silfo UFO files in Yorkshire, the 1952 Washington UFO flap, the Hesteland lights in Norway. Is it Norway, Sweden?
Sure.
The Brown Mountain lights, old Apollo mission transcripts, and Soviet KGB UFO files. And all this is on Reddit. So if you want to find any of them, it is literally the New York Post, the Times India, and Reddit. So a newly launched Pentagon website dedicated to unidentified anomalous phenomena came out on the 10th of May. That was 3 days ago. So that's where you can find it all. That's it. Anyone got anything they would like to add? So we vanish.
Nicole's got something.
I get something. I always get something on Wednesdays because at 8:30 Eastern time tonight, we got tea time with John Zaffis and Lisa from Full Moon. She's actually going to talk, supposedly. So,
What is she like?
John Zaffis is the nephew of
Ed and Lorraine Warren. Yeah, he
That's
was on that
right.
show. Haunted. He is the Haunted Collector from the show
Yes.
Haunted Collector.
very cool.
And he's a nice guy, and we partied with him.
He is a very nice guy. Yeah, we party with John.
We did.
He goes to
For a
bed
few
early,
hours.
but he parties first.
Well, no, he was there. He was there with Daddy's Not the End guy.
Flip.
Flip. Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
So David
so-
Don't Know is a whole year old this month, which is cannot believe that's happened. I've been dropping once a week until the anniversary, and now we're going back to every 2 weeks. But the next 5 episodes that I'm dropping are going to be solid fire. The first one's going to be Askia, the Boogeyman Booker, host of the Horrible Podcast, will be joining me.
Ooh,
He's
wow.
It's amazing, and he joins me from his wooded recording studio, I guess you would call it, because it's out in the woods.
Wow.
And then the next episode is going to be Raphael Lugo, Skits the PLK. He's a lifetime experiencer. He's had many experiences with the Greys and had a mented experience also. So he joins me. I don't know if I know Andy remembers. I recorded and I came on a live right after. I was so psyched that I was a little out of control.
You were a little
on the
mad
show.
Out of
there.
control. He's very. He'd had a lot of blue Smarties, a lot of blue M&Ms.
Oh my God, you guys! It was so amazing. I can't wait for that to come out.
It was good.
And then there's
Right.
Chucky Danger after that, Mr. 305 Paranormal, and Rachel Ann Spear is the tail end. Thank you.
Right. So on Friday, when we are back at 8:30, we've got Jan Han. So she had contact with some alien type humanoids back in the 1980s. So she's going to be talking about that. Then on Monday, we have Reverend Michael Carter, I want to say, from Ancient Aliens. He's going to be on talking about his encounters. And then next Friday, we've got Karen Holston coming back on talking about her encounters as well, but going more of a deep dive into it. And then got Gary Heseltine, Soma Ra, Steve Mira, Eric Minto, Martin Abbas. Yeah, just got loads coming on. So that's it. And I'm going to be doing a talk coming up towards the end of summer. So I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to be doing it on UFOs, frequency, abductions, and all that kind of stuff. But I'll let you know when, where exactly it's going to be, so you can go and watch me talk a load of nonsense in real life, and that I really do exist and I'm alive like Nicole's eyebrow. And David's beard.
I updated my picture just for you guys.
Yeah. Where did you update your picture?
On YouTube.
Oh, cool.
Right, so that's it. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone in the chat. Thank you, tier members, subscribers. Thank you, Nicole, for doing the moderating because nobody else has bothered to turn up.
Thank you all for behaving in the chat so I didn't have to do the
Yes.
moderating.
Thank
Oh,
you
wow.
to the new subscribers and new tier members as well. Really do appreciate it. The numbers are going up, and the one that we did with Paul Howard 2 weeks ago has had over 12,000 views. That's more than every other video put together, I think.
That's
Not
awesome.
our-
That sounds like Annie's about to pay us. That's what that sounds like.
Did you know what you got? Pathetic. How much do you think you get for that?
About 100 an episode, I would guess. That's starting about 100 an episode. What do you think,
What-
Nicole? Higher? Should we go higher?
I cheated. I know the number.
Who knows? Do you know what you get for this? Is just Google ads for 12,000 views.
Uh-huh.
$1.50.
Good Lord. You need 18 billion, 100,000 trillion dollars, man. Let's get those views in.
Good thing.
This is my eyebrows, guys.
Oh my God, you did
There you
it.
go.
You did it.
Perfect.
That is so rad. I love it.
There you go. That's got to be your
I
Facebook
love it.
profile and everything.
Mm-hmm. It's my new
That's
YouTube
gonna make you
thing.
Don't forget who came up with that idea, because that's gonna make you
Yeah.
famous. That's gonna make you
Wow.
famous.
Right. That's it, guys. Gonna go. So I'll be back on Friday 8:30. Myself, David. You gonna be on?
I'll try.
Nicole.
Hey, is Tommy still a member, or what's going on there?
Tommy's
He's gonna be at a
working.
birthday party.
Oh, I spoke to him today. He's working. He's still doing Fridays, but they are in the middle of changing his shifts and everything else. So, but he's on. He's doing a podcast tonight. He's doing a recording with Paranormal Paul Anthony. So,
Oh, cool.
that's going to be coming out in a couple of months. I'll be mum. So, that's it. Right. Abby will be back with us on Friday as well. So, have a wonderful 2 days, guys. We'll see you then. And thank you again to everyone in the chat. Really do appreciate it. Before we go, if you do want to be a tier member, the tier prices start at $2.99 or start £3 all the way up to £90. And on what we was discussing, what do you think? Alien in the jar, low, possible, moderate, high, verified.
Never be verified.
Well, the actual files, I'm gonna go with high because there's clearly something there. Credible sources and consistency. What it is, we don't know.
I'll go with what you said about the files. Yeah, these files coming out, but I'm gonna go possible overall because, like I keep saying, everything's possible until it becomes probable.
The middle one is the one I would take for that. The moderate. Yeah.
Cool. There we go.
Somebody
So-
remind me this week to make an alien in a jar scale.
Hey, Nicole,
Excuse
make
me.
an alien in a jar scale, will you?
Well, remember you did the
Keep
wheel.
forgetting. Yes.
Remember you did the,
I have the wheel. I have the wheel still.
I am the wheel.
that. He is the wheel.
Spin me around.
Are
one
you
time.
wheeling the wheel?
I could be for a good price.
Or on that pathetic joke, we're gonna go. So thanks again, everyone. See you Friday 8:30. Yeah, don't be late. It's going to be a great show as always.
8:30.
We'll see you then. 8:30, 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Texas.
Go Spurs, go.
noon California. See you later. Bye.
Signal acquisition initiated. Cross-referencing anomaly archives. Pattern recognition complete. Aether 8 online. Proceed.
Welcome back. You found it again. The UFO Files. Broadcasting round the clock on Alien 8 UK. Red-eye listeners, insomniacs, sky watchers, van drivers on the long haul. You're tuned to the only station that stares back at the dark with you. 24 hours, we circle the same old questions. Lights over the north, shadows over the south. Phone lines open, headphones on, blinds half drawn. I got case notes spread like takeaway menus. Highlighters bleeding through until sunrise. Coordinates scribbled on coffee stain napkins from a truck stop somewhere near the east coast. We don't do jump scares here, we do the long stare out the window at 3:33 a.m. when the estate's asleep and the sky feels too crowded. calling with that voice, half whisper, half there. First time chatter, long time watcher, and the hairs rise on every neck in frequency range. Maybe it's satellites, maybe it's stories we tell, so we're not alone in these flickering terraces and rented rooms. Either way, keep your dial right here. This is the UFO Files. Alienate UK. All night, every night. Welcome back.
Alien 8 UK.